Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry back again with another BoLS unboxing. Today I have the Conquest card game from Fantasy Flight Games, still in the wrapper. That's why we're going to get this awesome shine. So if you haven't seen this one, they announced this back at Gen Con last year. It's actually been stuck on a boat for a couple of months, I guess. We just got ours in the mail. I'm excited about this because I've been looking forward to actually getting this. I know it's been out for a while, but to go through it and show you guys what's actually in the box, kind of what this game's all about. It is an LCG, again, that's a living card game, meaning it's not random. You buy the cards, you know exactly what's in the box or what's going to be in the expansion packs, which we also are going to go over later. But everything in the box is going to be the same across the board, so no randomization, no guesswork when you're looking for stuff. So it's pretty cool. This is a game of conflict in the grim future for up to 2 players, 2 players at a time at least. But it's got a couple of different ways to build a couple of different decks for right now. Yeah, go check it out on their website. Again, it's a Fantasy Flight game, so ton of good stuff. We're going to open it up. This is the back of the box, obviously. You get enough cards to play with a couple of different factions, at least to build 2 starter decks at the same time. You'll be able to expand that later on too, so multiple players can play. So I'm going to pause this real quick. We're going to tear this shrink wrap off and then dive on into the box. Okay, well, I haven't actually opened this yet. I have played 1 game of this so far with a buddy of mine. It's pretty quick actually, so we were about to play a second game, but I had to run. So let me just take this box off. It's tight. Alright, Conquest box is open. Let's see what we got. So we got the FFG catalog. We've got a learner play quick start guide here. That's cool. We've got a rules reference, which if you aren't familiar with any of the FFG card games, they have a really good layout of how to play for the quick start guides, but also their rules are very concise. Oh, here we go. There's a quick reference chart. It talks about each step of the phase, and usually they have diagrams in here as well. We'll go through that in a second. So we've got tokens because it's an FFG game. Gotta have tokens. They're in a wrapper this time, so that's new. These are the different dials and stuff, different resource things. And let's go through here. Those are the pegs for the resource things. We've got our cards. So we've got enough for a Chaos faction, a Marine faction, I believe an Eldar faction, if I remember, and an Orc faction. But we'll lay out all the cards here in a second. We've got the little cards too. These are probably like tokens or whatever. And then let's just make sure there's no hidden surprises. Okay, good to go there. So sweet. Let me go ahead and set this on up, and we'll deep dive through all this stuff. Okay, there was actually more factions in here than I initially realized, which is even better. So first off, there's the Marine faction with your Warlord cards. So I have these laid out here with the Warlords up front. So these are basically the heroes of the deck. They have unique units that go with them. The unique units can't transfer with the allies sheet, so that's what this is for. And I'll go over all this in a little bit more detail here in a second. But there's also the planet cards down here. These are the planets that you're fighting over for resources and stuff like that. The main goal is to not deck yourself and then also capture these symbols. You need, I believe, 3 of one symbol to win the game. So you have to take over basically 3 different planets with the same symbol. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, different factions, different warlords. So let me go through these real quick. There's the Orc faction, Marine faction, the Chaos faction, a Dark Eldar faction, an Eldar faction, Tau, and IG. Excuse me. So Tau and IG. So that's pretty cool. Strachan is your IG guy. Commander Shadowsun is your Tau leader. Eldrath Starbane, generic Psyker for Eldar. Packmaster Kith for generic Succubus Witch Warrior for Dark Eldar. Was it Zarathor? High Sorcerer for Tzeentch. For the Chaos guys, Kato Sicarius again for from the Ultramarines for the Marines, and Nazdreg, the Orc War Boss. So that's pretty cool. So the way the deck building works in this game, you can kind of mix and match. Oh, and of course the generic cards as well. And for those of you Necron and Tyranid players, I want to go ahead and show this chart off for you real quick. This is the alignment wheel. You can ally up with the cards that are neighbors, join on a line. This is when you're building your deck, you can, so like basically Astra Militarum, Space Marines, or if you're playing Astra Astra Militarum deck, you can ally with Space Marine cards or Orc cards. If you're playing Chaos, you can ally with Orcs and Dark Eldar, and you see how this works. They got to be neighbors. They got to be touching, in other words. The Necrons will be able to utilize non-loyal, non-signature units from the 7 core factions, and the Tyranids will not be able to team up with anybody because nobody likes the Tyranids because they're trying to eat you. So that's how that works. You can the deck construction rules are actually in the rules reference guide as well. So that's what this book is for. It's got all the core mechanics, and you're probably going to want to read this real fast. But it's a quick read. It's only 30 pages or so. It's got all the breakdowns and everything you need to know, how the sequence works, how to actually build decks, stuff like that. But you're going to want to start with the Learn to Play guide and go through all that. These little cards here are just like generic token cards. It's for Snotlings, Guardsmen, because there's 1 in a million, or billions of Guardsmen. Cultists, because they're like Guardsmen, and the Chimera for the Dark Eldar. So yeah, those are the token cards, or the generic little runt cards, I guess. And then of course the tokens, these are the different resources I've mentioned already, and then there's a dial thing that you build, because it's a Fantasy Flight game and you got to have a dial. So but that's pretty much everything in the Conquest box. Yeah, it's actually a really fun, really quick game. It's a nice game to play 2-player, obviously. It's a nice game to play, you know, if you're waiting on somebody for a game of 40K or something like that. It plays fairly quick. I think they say anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, something like that. 2 players, yeah, 30 to 60 minutes, but I've never had a game go a full hour unless somebody was slow playing me on purpose. But I've only played the 1 game, so he wasn't slow playing me. I just don't see this game taking that long. But yeah, it was really fun. There's already at least 3 expansions out, maybe 4. Have to check on that to be exact. But we've got a couple of expansions which I'll be reviewing in future updates. But this is all for this unboxing for Conquest the card game from FFG. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. This is AdamHarry from BoLS signing off. Have a good one.